right, Joel, thanks so much. Now to the primary runoff, where longtime political careers were on the line in the Texas primary runoff as voters decided who to send to the November midterms. And this morning, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is now the Republican nominee for U.S. Senate.
Paxton defeated four-term Senator John Cornyn by a large margin in last night's runoff election. He spoke to supporters about what's next in the race as he gets ready to take on James Talarico.
I want to thank every single Texan, and I want to let them know that I want to earn your support. Tonight is not the end of a campaign. Tonight is the beginning of the fight to preserve every value we hold dear. The future of Texas and the future of America is on the line, and I intend to do everything I can to expand our movement.
Paxton's victory came after the endorsement from President Donald Trump just a week before the runoff election. You may recall Cornyn previously got more votes than Paxton in the state's March 3rd GOP primary. Now with the loss, Cornyn still says he respects the voters' decision.
You know, a few years ago, I had a friend of mine say, you know what makes God laugh? He said, when we make plans. I've spent most of my time in the Senate building the Republican Party in Texas and in the U.S. Senate, and I've always supported the Republican ticket, and I intend to do so again in this general election.
Cornyn also thanked his wife and daughters last night in addition to all his supporters and acknowledged how hard politics is on families, but how honored he and his staff were to work for the 32 million Texans depending on them. And now the focus shifts to Paxton, who Cornyn didn't mention by name in his speech last night. Paxton won this race by nearly 400,000 votes yesterday. And voters across the state and here in East Texas went to the polls, weighing in on this crucial political race. Many of those voters say the process was smooth, while others spent weeks deciding between Cornyn's experience and Paxton's approach as Republicans debate the future of the party in Texas.
People are looking for candidates of faith, but they're looking for candidates of faith with character and integrity. And that's really been missing, and it's certainly missing in the case of Paxton.
Tomorrow, let's unify. Let's get behind who the nominee is, lick the wounds if it wasn't your guy, but let's go, because we got an election to win in November.
Voters are now shifting their focus to a general election matchup, which will feature Paxton against Democratic challenger James Talarico, as we mentioned. And that could help decide control of the Senate and may become one of the most expensive races in U.S. history.
Well, another race across the state that we're following is the one for Attorney General. On the Republican side, State Senator Mays Middleton defeated Congressman Chip Roy. Now, Middleton ran on a strong conservative platform aligned with President Trump, while Roy highlighted his experience as a former prosecutor and member of Congress. On the Democratic side, State Senator Nathan Johnson won over former Galveston Mayor Joe Jaworski. Johnson campaigned on restoring balance to the Attorney General's office, while Jaworski focused on progressive priorities like voting rights and government accountability. Middleton and Johnson will now face off in November's general election for one of the state's most powerful legal positions. And for all these results and other results across Texas and here in East Texas as well, you can visit our website, cbs19.tv.